Okay, in this tutorial we're going to look at using a sphere, a ball shape or a circle as a starting point. So as you know, drawing a circle, it's probably quite difficult to get a perfect circle. So just make this movement and then when you feel ready you can touch down. Okay, I've got a ball. It looks pretty much, it could be a ball, but it could also be a flat plate or just a circle in 2 dimension. So like all basic shapes, they're really only useful when we know how to divide them into segments. And if this is a ball and not a flat 2-dimensional circle, the rotational axis is going to go through the middle. And in this case, when we're looking down on it, the highest point of this sphere is going to be here in front of that edge, and the lowest point will be behind this edge. So it's going to go right through the middle. Once we've got that, then we can also imagine where the middle will be on the horizontal plane. I can draw another line here, and I can basically just draw an ellipse here, which will define also my point of view, because if I have the degree of my ellipse will actually show me how I'm looking down on it. And I have 4 points here, so I'm just going to try to draw an ellipse in there. Okay, so I've got a basic ellipse. Now it's getting some form. This should be the middle of that ellipse, symmetrical middle. And if I want to find the perspective middle of this ellipse, we know from previous lessons that it's just a little bit higher than the symmetrical middle of this. So if I draw a point here, it's going to make it possible to create further divisions of this ball shape and this ellipse here. So as with a cylinder shape, it's the same principle. We can draw any line through that middle point and it's going to divide this in half. And this, of course, is going to give me points at which I can draw tangent lines, and with tangent lines I can again look at my perspective, convergence, and I can go back towards the grid, the perspective grid. So it'll have to touch where that point, and I'm going to try and get these to converge but not cut. So as you can see, I've got now a circle and a square plane. Now if I want to know where the ground surface is, the ground surface is here, right? So if I wanted to create a real grid, a 3-dimensional grid, then I just have to draw these lines down and check that that converges. I go through that point and check that that converges in that direction, and this a little bit in this direction. These lines can come up, and I've got a plane through my ball shape. And that, of course, you can do on this direction as well. So I could draw these vertical lines. Remember, vertical lines stay vertical. I've got, this is the ground surface, right? And I've got this line through the middle here. So convergent with that line in this direction, and convergent with this line in this direction. If you look closely, we've got now 2 planes. So I've got a vertical plane here and here. Vertical plane and a horizontal plane. As you know, you can use the small third rule to create roundings like this. It's a double rounding, a multiple rounding. And if I wanted to create segments of this, I can also use the small third rule. And in this case, I've got already on the bottom edge, so I'm going to just check that half, quarter, just a little bit back from there. Yeah, that gives you, you know, that's that section, that's that bottom section. So that's how you would draw a single rounding on a shape. Again, that section, half, quarter, a little bit back, it's a small third, and we get that. So if I want to divide this then with vertical planes and circles, then I can also do the same thing. So I've got here half that again, here just a little bit back, so I can see again what sort of curve this line will get. And the back is just, of course, a little bit trickier, but just think about, again, that's half, that's a quarter, just a little bit back from there, then your curve is going to want to go over there, touch that point, and then it's going to curve sharply down in this direction. And see, we're getting then the shape of this elliptical form. In this direction, it's really long. So that's the half. This would be quarter, and I know we're going to hit that point. So I've got my curve going up that, down that way, coming up here. And this is then here, the half. So now, as you can see, I've got an ellipse. That I can also do in this direction now. Then we've got this section. This is the diagonal. Half is here, quarter is here. It's going to have to hit that point. So no, it's not actually. That's the half is here, quarter is probably here, just a little bit back. So it's going to hit that point there, approximately. So anyway, that's going to give me fairly close. If the half is here, flat again. Yeah, leave that. Yeah. So this is really just going over that edge and then taking back in that way. And so on this plane now, half that again, back this way. And then on this plane, half that again, back this way. So then we're coming it's got to go up over, it's going to have to come up over this edge actually, and do that. So we're getting a big round ellipse here, so that's then that division. So as you can see, it looks kind of busy, but we've got it, we're getting out, we've got the whole circle with its divisions, which is a fairly, complicated way to draw the whole thing, but these are divisions which you could use in some way. Okay.